Welcome in Ricky's Mailbag. We take your Phillies questions and try to answer them to the best of our ability. You can subscribe and like down here somewhere, wherever it is on the bottom. Go ahead and do that. We appreciate that. You can catch me afternoon show 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with right now with Connor Thomas and Silvana Kelleher. We're on 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and NBC Sports Philadelphia. I'm here with Dylan McKinnon. Dylan's got the questions. I may have the answers. Go ahead, Dylan.
Okay, this one is from Bob. Why do the Phillies continue to mess around with the Weston Wilson experiment?
Oh, you know what, Bob? Awesome question. Because in my opinion, I mean, look, if you're a bench guy, you should be able to, number one, hit, and number two, definitively field the baseball. We've seen enough of a circus out in the outfield here recently that I think it's causing a lot of people to say that same thing, that this guy doesn't really belong up here and he's not really getting the job done and he's kind of just almost like a fill-in type guy. I think that is exactly what he is right now. I think for one thing that we thought Weston Wilson could do would be to come in games and hit the ball out of the ballpark off of the bench. And I believe he has 1 home run and 3 RBIs this season. That's not getting it cut. I know he doesn't have a ton of at-bats, but I mean, this is a guy that you need to do some damage when he's in games. He just hasn't gotten the job done. And in the outfield, I would say he's a below average outfielder right now. So where do you really go? I think the answer is probably going to AAA and finding somebody else and giving them an opportunity. The more guys you give an opportunity, the better opportunity you're going to have to actually find somebody that can get a job done off the bench. We know what Otto Kemp has been doing up in Lehigh Valley. Why not give him a shot? I mean, I think that's the boat that I'm sitting under right now. That why not? Are we really that attached to Weston Wilson getting the right-handed at-bats off the bench? I'm not so sure. I mean, Amundo Sosa is getting more playing time, so it kind of doesn't make all that much sense right now. I mean, I would give a guy like Otto Kemp, who's been swinging the bat well up in Lehigh Valley, I would give him an opportunity. What the heck?
Okay, speaking of poor defense, Sean asks, should they move Trey Turner to the outfield?
I think there's a little issue here. I don't think Trey wants to move to the outfield. I don't think Trey wants to be a center fielder or a left fielder. I think Trey Turner signed a big contract, and I think there's some kind of a handshake in there that says, I'm the shortstop, and I don't want to really move from shortstop, because I think most people would say, well, why not return Stott back to his normal position, which was shortstop, and then we'd be all set. Trey Turner did say some things that were truthful after the game the other day when he had the big error to kind of blow the game open. I think first and foremost, he has the belief that he has gotten better as the season has progressed this year. Said he's doing a lot better than last year. But in the big spots, he's struggled to make that big play, is what he believes, and that's the way he thinks about it. Look, he's an average at best shortstop right now. We all know it. We're not gonna sugarcoat that. I think deep in his mind, he kind of knows that too. But if Trey Turner, who's making $30+ million a year, doesn't feel like moving positions, guess what? In this day and age, you're not going to have to move positions. And I think unless Trey agrees or Trey says maybe I should move now, I don't think the Phillies make that move. I think Trey Turner is the shortstop for the foreseeable future. And I don't even know if it's necessarily a manager or coaches or whatever. I don't think it has anything to do with them. I think it has more to do with Trey Turner.
Okay, James asks, when will we see Justin Crawford in center field?
It's a good question. Hitting the baseball down in AAA. He's gotten the job done. Now, I'm going to throw this to you. How much seasoning do you need in the minor leagues to be able to become a big leaguer? I've been there. It's a little different now. They force guys up a lot quicker these days. I would not doubt if we see him in July. And reason why I say that is, let's face it, there's been a hole in center field for years now with the Phillies. It's been an issue, and the issue hasn't gone away. This is the reason why I think they put Crawford in AAA as quickly as they did, to see if he can't kind of quicken up his pace as to get into the big leagues. Has he done that? Yeah, so far. Is he going to fail down there? Nobody knows yet. But what he is doing is he's playing good baseball, not hitting for as much power as you would like. But in the Phillies lineup, would they really need that? Would you really need somebody to come in and be a power guy? I don't think so. As a matter of fact, I mean, he's hitting well over 300, and you're talking about a guy who would probably hit 8th or ninth in the lineup. So they always call that the secondary leadoff guy. I would give him an opportunity as quickly as I can. I guess I'm just tired of the issues never getting fixed.
Okay, Kurt asks, when Nola is healthy, what happens to Abel? Is he someone who gets traded?
I think he's definitely a possibility to be traded. I'm not even going to take that off the table. I think Ranger is actually a possibility to get traded. Abel may be the first because you're trading a prospect. When you trade a prospect, teams' eyes light up because they know they have him for years. So that may get Phillies 2 relievers in return. So I think that's the main thing that the Phillies are going to be looking for in the trade deadline is kind of relievers. But there's that other side of the coin. What if Abel comes up and is absolutely dealing? Like he did against Pittsburgh in his first start, against Paul Skeens at that. What if he does that? What if he does that for a elongated period of time? Aaron Nola is probably out for at least 2 more starts, which, in my opinion, are obviously going to be Abel's starts. Taijuan Walker has moved to the bullpen, so we know they're going to try to move him to a leverage spot in the bullpen, which, okay. But bigger than that is what can Abel bring to the table? I think the Phillies are going to be in a real interesting predicament if this guy comes in and is pitching like Andrew Painter is supposed to be. Really throwing a wrench into Dave Dombrowski's into his gears. And this could be a big-time problem. But it's also a really good problem to have. Because when you have many guys in your starting rotation, if somebody gets hurt, you could just plug and play, and you don't even think twice about it. But I do believe that Painter will be on that trading block at some point come this season.
Okay, Will ask your favorite question.
Yeah.
What do you think of position players pitching? What would you change to avoid that happening?
Dirt, garbage, it's a disaster. I just want you people to focus on something. You look back to the game against the Brewers. He comes in to pitch 2 innings. Was he pitching? I mean, ask yourself really that question. Or was he just lobbing the ball in? It was so slow that the hitters couldn't hit it. That's what I think he was doing. That's not pitching. The umpire was giving him 2 feet off the plate as strikes, which I think is garbage. I think that's horrible. I think that's the integrity of the game going right down the drain. The other thing is, it's just a team admitting that the game's over. Isn't that really what it is? And usually for offenses, it's a stat pattern. You're going into that, you're padding your stats, you're moving forward, you don't really care. Here's my answer. I think after 7 innings, if it is 10 runs or more, the team that's losing could throw in the white towel. You throw in the white towel, game ends, that's it. But it has to go at least 7 innings. So if it's 20-0 in the 5th inning, they're going to play through 7. As long as that team is like, all right, we're done. And there should be no more, unless the game happens to go 30 innings, which doesn't happen in baseball anymore, and you need to use position players pitching. There in no way should be a position player stepping on that mound. You know what it does? It takes away what actually happened in the game. It takes away being down 15 runs in a game, and everybody thinks it's cute and it's funny and it's great. And to me, it's just a royal waste of my time. And I think the fan base should think pretty much the same way, because it's not one of those things where it's great and it's funny. It was cute when they used to do it like 10 years ago. Maybe you see a guy once in a while, but now it's become a thing. You can go on Twitter and literally find tweets about position players pitching. It's a joke. To me, it's an absolute joke, and it's actually throwing in the white flag. So there you have it. I don't want to go too deep into that, but I really believe that Major League Baseball should come up with something to just end the game at that given point. There it is. Anyways, thank you for the questions. This has been Ricky's Mailbag, Phillies Questions. You could subscribe, like down below. You can catch me, Connor Thomas, Silvana Kelleher, all on the afternoon show, 2 to 6, Monday through Friday, on 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and NBC Sports Philadelphia. See you later. I want to thank you guys for watching, listening in. I want you to like, subscribe, do what you have to do to kind of stay on focus with us. Also, we also have plenty of other content that goes on here on YouTube. So go to that, like that, subscribe to that. And also you can catch us on the afternoon show, 2 to 6, Monday through Friday, 97.5 The Fanatic, 97.5thefanatic.com, and NBC Sports Philadelphia.